So I've kind of played cricket all my life, really, for what I can remember. So it's quite a family thing. So my dad, my brother, uncle and like cousins or whatever have all played. It's kind of like a was always going to happen kind of thing. And I live quite close to a cricket field, which is quite handy. And they had like junior training on a Friday night there. So kind of just started off playing with the lads or whatever at my local cricket club, and then went from there really. And then sort of got into like county women's like junior side. So I originally played for Derbyshire, like growing up, and then played for like the women's team there. And then since then I've moved now to play for Lancashire, based at Old Trafford. And then through that I've got opportunities to play in, well, previously what's been called like the Super League, which has been like a competition in the summer, played in the last 3 years, which has been like a massive thing for the women's game. And then now the 100 is like the new competition that's had a lot of thought put into it and a lot of new attention, which should hopefully like attract a lot of new people into cricket as well. And especially for the women's game, that'll be a massive thing because like the teams are all aligned with the men and like same grounds, like same day and whatever, which is kind of like unheard of a little bit for women's sport. So it's kind of, so to be involved in that is like a pretty special really. So it's supposed to start last year, but starting this year, hopefully in July, August time. Well, there is still like gaps between like the men and the women. Obviously that's to do with crowds and like the money side to it. But it is getting a lot better than it used to be with the 100 stuff like being in line with the men and stuff like that, things like that are happening now that just are really good for it, and like equal prize money and things like that, which for women's sport is like fantastic. And they've also got, so they have England professional contracts, which they've had for like the past few years, but now they've introduced like regional contracts, which means more women and girls potentially can actually make a living out of playing cricket. They can like county cricket, like there's a lot more men in the game that are paid to play, whereas women are kind of more have to balance it with like education or like full-time jobs and things at the side. So that's a massive step forward now that they've introduced some of these. So yeah, it's definitely going in the right direction.
Do you think it's important to have a sport or a fitness journey to focus on while we're in this lockdown and while times are so difficult at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. So I think it's definitely helped me a lot being, like, I'm quite lucky that I'm able to train at the moment. So I definitely think for me personally, that's been a massive like saving grace really, to get out the house and whatever and still be able to train and have like that goal in mind that like, especially now after what they've announced, like we hopefully will have a summer and be able to play. So yeah, but even like for anyone whether they're involved in sport or not, just having like little goals to work towards and kind of keeping active or whatever is so good for like your physical like and your mental health. Just being able to kind of get out and do little bits and think, right, today I've done that, which I wouldn't have done like a couple of weeks ago or whatever. So yeah, definitely setting little goals for yourself.